Every day, students utilize the WPI campus for social and educational reasons. Each building and resource was designed for specific use, and the goal of the study is to better understand how students of WPI interact and feel about the design of campus. With this research, we can better understand how the design of our college campus affects the experiences students have during their time at WPI. The use of green space, the general campus, the building design, and the layout will be the primary points researched.
The first principle of regenerative sustainability we focused on was understanding the difference of space and place.
Place is what happens when people bring meaning, memory, and relationship into a space. It's not just about where something is. It's about what it becomes through its use and connections. That's why understanding place matters. On our campus, the quad is a great example. Physically, it's just a mowed lawn in between buildings. But when students gather, relax, protest, or connect there, it becomes something much more than that. It becomes a place where community starts to form. If we want to design spaces that actually serve people, we need to understand how places are made, not just built. That's the shift regenerative sustainability asks of us, to see place as something co-created.
The second regenerative principle that this project focuses on is value-adding goals, where students have a symbiotic relationship with the green space they're enjoying.
When WPI students explore their connection and resonance with the green space on campus, their contribution to the space increases. This looks like increased use of the space, caring for the space, or even holding events at the space that foster a sense of community or shared interest for the campus area. The role of the space for students is different from its function. The way students may use a space or the meaning they associate with the space might be different than the intent of the space created. For example, some green spaces might be designed for more passive interaction, but students might use them for engaging social interaction. When a space has more value, the activity within the space is also elevated to the same level of value.
The third principle of regenerative sustainability that we focused on in this project was developmental work and the importance of involving the community in projects.
The idea of developmental work highlights how important community involvement is when new projects are being proposed or implemented. Implementation of a project into a community without consultation and input from the people closely affected leads to a reactive mindset in the community that leads to pushback and often an unfit development in the community. People tend to feel like outside projects that they have no input in are intrusive to the already established community. By gathering the ideas and concerns of citizens, a project can be tailored to fit the needs of those being impacted by the project. Every community has different needs, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. The voices in the community are essential to move project development in the right direction. By listening to the voices of WPI students and the impact that green spaces on campus have with them, we can get a much better understanding and a better sense of what the students at WPI need.
We decided to conduct in-person interviews with WPI students to explore their perspectives on the campus green spaces, how they use the green spaces, and what they desire for possible improvements for the spaces on campus.
Can you tell me what your favorite green space on campus is and why?
I would say right now this is my favorite green space on campus. I love sitting in trees. I love getting to watch people go by, have a nice breeze. I don't really see too much traffic, so that's really nice.
My favorite green space on campus is the quad. I really like it because everyone's out there, people are having fun. I'll sit out there at one of the tables near innovation and person after person just comes up to me, we talk, we hang out. It allows me to socialize very well. I can play games, I sit outside and just enjoy the sun, read. It's a very multi-purpose outdoor area and it just makes my day better every day that I'm out there.
I would say the lawn right behind the campus, the CC, that lawn, and also the lawn going to the other garage, rooftop garage. I would say that's one of my favorite spaces, and also the quad. I'd say both those spaces because one, the quad, it brings everyone together, especially if you're a first year student. Like everyone can just come out and like from all their dorms just hang out there. So it's a pretty nice open area. It's always nice and clean. Then I'd also say the lawn right in front of the rooftop garage, also because like just a lot of good spaces, green space, and you can hold a lot of club activities there, and still like it's a wide space. So I would say those two spaces in terms of like natural green spaces.
My favorite place on campus is right here in Higgins Garden. And it's my favorite because you get to see the nature and the animals, and it smells like green stuff, which is great. I feel honestly super relaxed here. I tend to have my best conversations here. My thoughts are clear and I forget about other stresses. And I can just look at the bees and the squirrels.
How often do you use the green spaces on campus, and how do you use them?
That's a great question. So I mainly use the green spaces when I just want to be outside and it's really nice out. I get really claustrophobic inside. It's kind of depressing, and sometimes I need a break from work. And being outside really clears my mind.
I normally would use them like with friends. Like I normally don't use it to go study by myself, but I use it like for an activity like spike ball or throwing soccer, like kicking a soccer ball around, throwing a football. Using it kind of for like leisure activities, normally what I use green spaces for. Once in a while I'll use it to study, but not that frequently.
This place is like my sacred space. I only come here maybe once a term when it's nice outside. I only come here with people who are either like special or I'm having a deep conversation.
I come outside probably at least once a day and sit somewhere, whether it's the quad or Higgins Garden, and either just to kind of refuel from a long stressful day or to study or do homework. A lot of times I'll sit outside to do that just because it's away from the academic buildings where I've been sitting in all day, and it just kind of helps me disconnect.
How does being outside and in green spaces affect your mood, academics, and social interactions?
It improves all of those that you just listed. I mean, being in sunlight, it just energizes you more. I mean, you just like feel happier being in the sun, like being outside in nature and just like feeling the weather and just experiencing all that. It's kind of like a grounding technique as well for like mental health or anything like that, just being outside. So it just improves like all your social interactions because, you know, who doesn't like being outside?
I really enjoy being outside in the green spaces here. I socialize a lot more with people just because I'm outside, and as people walk by, we see each other, we talk. It definitely increases that. I get a lot happier when I'm outside. There really is a lot of truth to just like the vitamin D, like hitting your skin, and science behind that. And just being outside with nature, I feel a lot more at peace and balanced.
My mood is definitely increased and augmented from being here. I immediately feel relaxed and stress-free.
And do you think being outside affects your academics in any way?
I absolutely do. I'm on the ski team here, and even like during ski season, just being able to go outside in the winter and having that outlet really does improve my grades and my overall mental health. And now that it's D-term and ski season's over, I try and come outside as much as I can because I just find that the ability to be out here calms me a lot more, and so I'm in a much better place when I go to do my academics or do my academics outside to perform a lot better.
It's kind of the opposite of academics because I come here to forget about work and just think about existing.
Do you think WPI has enough green spaces?
Honestly, I think it's a yes or no answer, but I'll just say yes for now.
I think we do have spaces that are green, that are in nature. We have the quad, we have Higgins Garden, we have this area here, but I don't feel like there's a space that's secluded enough. I don't feel that sense of immersion in nature.
I feel like for the way that our campus is set up, we do have a nice areas like the quad and the Higgins Gardens are really nice because they're more secluded. But I would like an area where I'm less reminded of academics and I can more just like be at peace and like away from all the other distractions.
No, I would say no. We could use probably some more. I would have liked, especially being someone who used to play like soccer and also used to be like part of WPI athletics, I wish we had more grass fields because that's just better for your knees and everything like that for less injuries. But also just for leisure spaces, I wish we had more leisure, like more green spaces on WPI because the only other leisure space we really have is kind of Institute Park, but that's not really ours. So on campus, I wish we had more. Yeah.
And a quick follow-up to that, what is your ideal type of green space? Does WPI have this, and is this something that could be implemented on campus in the future?
Yeah, I'd say so. My ideal green space, I love a mix of terrain. I like how we have some moss, some rocks, some trees. I like being able to choose if I want to be in the shade or be in the sun. So I do think, again, we have that here at WPI. Obviously, we have lots of trees. We have rocks that you can sit on if you like doing that. But again, it's just very connected to the physical campus. It really doesn't allow me to kind of disconnect and recharge in nature because I'm just constantly surrounded by other things that are going on. So if I don't know if WPI could do that. I think Higgins Garden is probably the closest to that. I'm just having like very minimal visual distraction.
I think the ideal green space would be where we are now, Higgins Garden. I think the combination of relaxing seating and also an open grass space to host activities while being surrounded by nature in which animals and bugs and flora and fauna can interact with each other is ideal. I think that mix helps us at least focus or feel more calm. And furthermore, this is real green space because nature is fully incorporated as opposed to like, I don't want to hand the quad, but the quad is just like grass. Nothing really thrives in grass except for humans who want to hang out recreationally. I think this is extremely feasible. All it takes is a little bit of planning.
By listening to student voices, we can learn more about the needs of students and how we can turn WPI into more than just a space for all students. We spend a significant amount of time on campus, so by making it a place where everyone can thrive, we can benefit the WPI community in so many ways.